That was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
Hi, my name is Temi. I'm 42 years old. I'm from Millington.
My name is Ruth Makusha. I'm 40 years old. I'm working in the hotel industry.
Hi, my name is Sonke Manindi. I'm from Danun. I'm 30 years old. I'm working at the Colosseum Hotel.
Hi there, my name is Primrose Mkhwebi and I'm a writer.
Hi, I'm Mami Kwazi. I am self-employed running events.
My name is Yasanga Peter. I live in Summer Greens. I am self-employed in the construction industry.
It's such a big subject matter, mainly because I think as women we give birth to sons, and so we have to think about this subject matter. And so we can't escape not talking about it, even though like in our cultural practices, a lot of the time you're told not to talk about it because you're a woman.
Yeah.
But sometimes we find ourselves as single women raising sons and the fathers are not there. So we can't not think about it firstly. And secondly, we cannot not think about it in the context of our culture. So for me, always when I think about my son, it's always, what would I do if the father is not there? You know? Yeah. And what would be the question that I'm asking him in order to make a reference to his own culture? So for me, that's always like the grappling question that I always have. And I just always feel like because we're forbidden to talk about it, it hasn't always been fair, but now is the time to actually talk about it because we find ourselves as single mothers. Mm. And what are we referencing our culture to when it comes to our sons? So for me, that's like the bigger question. So that's why I'm saying that it's like a big subject, but it's actually something that we need to talk about. So I don't know what you ladies think.
We are having this fear of losing our sons when they go to the circumcision school. Yes, we always get depressed most of the time. Thinking, what if he's not going to come back to me?
That's why we're not sure if we must take them to the bush or we must take them to the hospital, because the hospital is safer than going to the bush because there's things that are happening there, you see. So sometimes it's our fear to take them to the bush, but it's our culture to take them there.
There is so much that's being said about our culture, about I'll call it a ritual because it's a ritual. A lot of people are saying people must go to hospital. And like I'm one of those that says, I'm not against, but I'm one of those that believes that should there be a hospital for circumcision, then the tradition will go away. So it's like one of those that, because it's our culture, it's our tradition, why should it go away? So, and the things that can be done that can make this stay or make it because there are things that involve a circumcision. This is not just the action that happens.
The surgery.
No. It's there is umgidi, there is umgeno, there is amandombi, amakhwep. It's such a beautiful ceremony, and we enjoy it. So what is that can be done so that this thing doesn't go away? Why are they dying? Maybe that's what people should be looking at. Why are they dying? And I'm sure there are researches why they're dying. But what can be done then?
I think some of them are dehydrated because they're not supposed to drink for this period of time. And I'm a kangata. Baya babeta. So it's those things that make them die. So
adding up on what you just said now, like I think it's the best to keep it as a culture. You understand? Because when they come back there, I promise you, they come back with respect. You understand? I think they're giving them roles and like they're teaching them how to respect elders and all that stuff. I think it's the best way to keep the culture.
And again, because We may say that society doesn't, as we grow, we go, and I'm not doing things for people, I'm doing it for myself. But there are things that you do it for people. You actually do for people. and this, yes, and this becomes one of them, because when you take your son to hospital, he doesn't come back and become part of that society of men because men don't recognize him because he didn't do the actual thing. He didn't go to the school. He didn't go to this. So, of course, I don't have boys, but I have brothers. And I know that I would never want my brother to be discriminated against by other men. They're sitting, they're sitting there, they're having fun. No, you can't say anything, you're not a man. Who are you? And things like that.
One other thing that I've observed from where I come from Mdantsane, and I've grew up in the rural areas, so I've had that exposure. I've noticed that kids these days, this thing yokuziba. So most boys, like I know if a boy is like 15, 16, and his peers are already going into initiation, he will not want to be left behind because he's going to be So those are the kind of pressures that they face. And then at the end of the day, umntana akahambi ngokwendlela. They won't go get they will not go get tested and follow procedures, because so the best way for them is to just, sneak and, find someone who can do this for him quick and get it done. And, they pay a small amount, like 50 rand or something. I don't know how much, but I know it's a small amount.
And knowing that he's going to eat with the friends, even if the parents are against the land, you understand? Shame.
But also for me, there's very, very basic health issues. Apparently there's old papas, like you say, they take literally one knife and go at them so I don't know how true that I wasn't there, but I mean, for me, if that was the case already, I'm cringing because I'm thinking there's there's serious medical issues here that we should be talking about. Utano Mgolozana writes a book called A Man Who's Not a Man. And that book caused so much controversy because it was the first Xhosa man to actually expose the entire custom. And everyone was going at him, how dare you expose us, how dare you expose our culture. And Tando was saying that my mother is a single parent and she needs to know these things because if something wrong is going to happen to me, the bottom line is with her. If I'm sick, the bottom line is with her. So why is it that women are deprived when our fathers are not even there? So now you have to ask some neighbor of some neighbor of some neighbor, just because it's your same clan. What kind of relationship do you have with that person, firstly? And how sensitive are they to your own needs? And who is their mother in that society? Because single women are always looked at as do you know what I'm saying? And probably take advantage of you. So those are the things that I think for me are really important. And for me, so books like that and films like the one we mentioned earlier are things that we need to watch as people who are raising sons by ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Because why is it that I'm going to deprive myself of what's going on over there because the buck will stop with me? So for me, that's why I'm saying so it has to be his choice because he has to live by his choice. But if it was my own way, I would encourage him to do the thing that is done, but I would want to know what's going on, which is hugely forbidden by the culture as well. So how do we negotiate ourselves into the space without seeming that we're disrespecting the culture? Because obviously, I don't want to disrespect the culture, but I need to know what's going on with my son.
But Prem, apart from what you're saying now, with my brothers and my mother, when there was no man there, I think it is flexible. It is just that it is so unfortunate that people are still dying because Otadomnene would come. Of course, they won't give inside information, but they would tell you how far it's been and how he is and just that.
And you're not even allowed to ask questions. You're a woman. You're supposed to know anything. And you'll be like, I'm just worried, concerned about my son. And you'll be like, can't you see? You say things like that. It's not good. We need to know. Yes.
I'm one of the people who've always been against the expose of I feel strongly about culture, and the way. But then my thing is, why are there are so many educated Black Xhosa men who would know the procedures, would know what to do, what's going wrong, why there are so many kids dying, why are there no programs or initiatives to engage with the men who do these rituals, like educate them about the dangers of just following the old way when we are dealing with people who have different types of diseases right now, and that kind of thing. I mean, one is HIV. We all know about HIV and how it's transmitted. If you're gonna use, the dangers of using whatever methods they're using, in the light of HIV and AIDS kind of thing. Why are they not being
proactive?
Yes,
and talking.
Yes,
yeah. There is no woman that's wanna be with a boy. So that's all I can say about this.
Tell us back then. They used to tell us if you are a girl, you have to date boys. Once you date a man, you can't go back to boys.
Yes.
They used to tell us
very
that.
popular when we grow up.
You can't go back. How can you date a boy while you're dating men at the same time?
You can't go back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's your preference?
men.
Of course.
Men who are not circumcised are still men. What kind of men are you talking about?
There's no like tangible reason. It's just that I've always been exposed to such. When I think of a man uncircumcised, now I'm like, no. But no, I'd rather not. Let me stick to what I know, And apart from that, sorry. I'm sure there's no difference in the actual,
my friend told me that she
copulation and whatnot,
boys.
but
Why? I don't know. I was like, you show me her ass and you.
Be so conservative sometimes because we choose what we want to do and then you go, show me. But we can still say something about him being circumcised and not him not being circumcised, and it's a choice. And then, but now you go, you show me. And there's
this thing that we're doing now, like psyching. How do you psych?
You see now.
You see now. How do you psych a boy?
Yeah.
So you can't
Really
need to be clean.
Exactly.
Faulty
I've
stuff.
That stuff is like dandruff.
What's this now?
No,
What are you talking about? Where's people coming from now?
I don't want chipolata sausage. No chipolata sausage for me.
Never dated a boy.
Right.
So I don't know.
Like you.
You'll never be a small girl.
my dream is to make a meaningful impact and contribution towards eradication of poverty, especially amongst young kids, school-going age, especially primary.
My dream is for both my two daughters to graduate. And because I run an events company, I would like to see it succeed.
My dream is to raise children who are all-rounded.
My dream is to have my own business, my own catering company. I want to cater for weddings, birthdays, and umgidi.
My dream is to open my own business. As I started it already, I hope it will go on to be successful.
My dream is to become interior designer. Yeah, maybe in the next 5 years.